U.C.U, baby. Morning, Vanessa.
Yes, it is. Have you thought about what I asked you last week?
Depends.
Depends on what?
Depends on what you asked me last week.
No, pues. My new house, Lomeli. Every lawn on my street is so green and fluffy, you can almost lay down in one and float away on it. I mean, it can be cheap, right? How do they do it, Lomeli? My place still needs lots of work, but I want the landscape looking great before anything. I'm on city water, so I want to get the most from the water I have to use. There are plenty of gorgeous native plants options out there, right? I have sprinklers, you know, and thanks to you guys, I know all about smart devices and the best way to design a zone. I've seen your videos.
A lot of these homeowners have signed up.
And I'm planning on going smart when I get things working. What is the one thing I need to save water in my landscape?
One thing? Okay, Vanessa, we'll take your case. Just give me a couple of days and I'll get back to you, okay?
Yes.
U.C.U is here at the Irrigation Show 2012 in Orlando, and we're going to talk to a bunch of experts on what they think is essential to having an efficient irrigation system. Let's take a look at that.
But I need to certify myself.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good. This won't be. I believe a homeowner system should not be without, or any irrigation system for that matter, should not be without a preventative maintenance contract to check on at least at minimum a monthly basis the irrigation of a system, and that contract should be done by a licensed professional irrigation company.
I think it's an on-site ET or weather station on their controller, so they're actually putting back the water that the plants need and not just putting on a timer and just having it run and overwatering when you don't need the water to run.
All controllers, if you have an irrigation system, are automated. And one of our biggest opportunities to save water in Florida is to use a rain sensor, rain shutoff device, interrupt, or soil moisture sensor.
This is our precision soil sensor. The unique thing about it is it'll work with almost any irrigation controller out there because it hooks up just like a rain sensor. So it doesn't matter how old of a clock you've got, you should be able to hook one of these up to it. And as soon as you install it, it's going to start saving you water. You don't have to bury it to install it. You just stick it in the ground after you put the batteries in it, and then you're off and running.
What we typically see with, residential homeowners are traditional spray nozzles, right? The mist or stream nozzles. They just put too much water down, and in a very short period of time, what we normally find is runoff. Well, runoff is a couple things. It creates erosion, and it also creates a lot of wasted water. So one thing that we have is Hunter's MP Rotator. What the MP Rotator does is it uses multiple streams or finger streams. It precisely puts the water down where it needs to go, but it does it at a much lower volume. Okay, where spray nozzles flood, the MP rotators put it down at a very low rate, a rate at which most soils can absorb, so we can significantly reduce the amount of wasted water. Additionally, it puts the water down at a higher uniformity. So what we typically find is when you replace a traditional spray nozzle with MP rotators, you're going to save about 30% on your water bill.
Look, that's that company I was telling you about that sells the flags, Blackburn. Did I tell you you should order flags from them?
One water-saving device I think all homeowners, all commercial properties, all communities should have right now are smart controllers for their properties. Something that'll monitor what's happening with the weather and ET on a daily basis and putting down the appropriate amount of water. If 20% of the people in the U.S. would install these, we wouldn't have such a water problem in the U.S.
I think it's very important for a homeowner to have a flow sensor in the system just to the fact that when you have a flow sensor in the system, you're going to be able to control your water, and if you have a leak on the system, the flow sensor will shut off that controller immediately so you won't waste any water.
Probably the most essential item for a residential irrigation system to save water would be a smart controller. Most people overwater, and they overwater because they set their controller too high. They can manually set how many minutes it goes, and they pick a time that is too high. With a smart controller, it decides how long the irrigation system waters. So you mount this weather station somewhere outside, and it measures rainfall, it measures temperature, it feeds that information into the controller, and along with some other things that you programmed in the controller, such as soil type, plant type, sprinkler type, slope, and a few other things, it calculates how long the irrigation system is supposed to run and adjusts itself every day, multiple times per day, based on the weather information that it collects here. And a way that you know that you're getting a good smart controller is if it's got this, if it's got the WaterSense label. So this is given out by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, and when a controller like this has the WaterSense label, you know it's been tested and it's guaranteed to save water.
The WaterSense label gives consumers an easy way to identify products that save water and perform well. So with our label for irrigation controllers, consumers can find a controller that'll work well in their home, that'll make it easier for them to manage their water use in their home. WaterSense also labels irrigation contractors, so homeowners can find contractors that are WaterSense irrigation partners, and they can install, design, and audit your irrigation system to make sure that it's functioning properly and not wasting any water.
What is the one water-saving device that no homeowner irrigation system should be without?
Actually, I don't think it is a device. First of all, there aren't a lot of homeowners who understand that they need to be saving water or why they need to be saving water. So social media is the way that we choose to get the message out and share the story about water conservation and why it's important. So I think social media is the way to go.
Funding for the urban conservation is provided by Miami-Dade Water and Sewer Department.